Hey there, it's Diane Banks, voice actress and radio personality in Chicago. Please subscribe if you haven't. Click the little red button that says subscribe. And don't forget to check out my other videos like this most recent, Finding Dory, 15 Easter eggs secretly hidden in the movie. And under your comments here, Ruby Gloom Zombie watched that video, and I love that name, that screen name. And he says, very good voice. Thank you. And then my video 12 hidden Mickeys in various Disney movies like Cinderella and Aladdin and all that. Lag Meg watched that video and sent a very cute baby photo, so thanks for that adorable baby. And then my let's see, Tokyo 5 watched the Mickey and Minnie major makeover video that I did and says the outfits are just for the grand opening. I love the new makeover and I still love the old ones. If we still had the 50s Minnie and Mickey, they are creepy. And they changed them to this. Would people be mad? Mickey and Minnie are not CGI, and over the years Mickey has been drawn differently. That's a great comment. Thanks for all that. And don't forget to leave your comments, guys. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. Before we get to today's topic, also a big shout out to Jade Plays Games, who watched my video over on YouTube and said that they liked my video about how to stop Twitter spammers and hackers. And if you're on Twitter and you want to know how to do that, you can check out my video here with all the rest of my videos, mostly Disney. But thank you for that. Oh yeah, and if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Diane_Banks. Okay, so we're doing today's topic now, which is 5 things that almost made it into Finding Dory. These are pretty cool. They just released this stuff. And the first thing was the Tank Gang. And in the Art of Dory, the Finding Dory book, which is a beautiful book, and I'll show you a picture of that. This is what the cover looks like, and they sell it, everywhere, like Amazon and all different places if you want to pick it up. Both hardcover, and I think you can get it like for your Kindle or your iPhone and that kind of thing too. But anyway, the Tank Gang apparently was going to have a big scene right before we went to the Marine Institute, which would have sent the movie on a totally different plane. And I'm going to try to paraphrase some of this because it's really long. But basically, they were going to help Dory and Nemo find her parents. But what happened was, they understand, the director says, you know what, I loved it, but it just didn't help Dory's storyline at all, so we cut it. But you will be, this is the good part, we'll be able to see all of that scene that they worked on really, really hard. When we get the DVD, you'll be able to see everything that they did. And then this is kind of interesting too, Albert Brooks, who plays Nemo's dad in the movie, he said he knew right from the start this scene wasn't going to make it to the finals because it didn't follow the plot and everything. But it's a great scene, so there's something great for us to look forward to. One of the cut scenes with the Tank Gang when we get the DVD, which we all will be. And by the way, Dory's I think the #1 animated movie of all time now. Dolphins, this is kind of cool too. They had 2 old geezer grizzly dolphins that like war veterans swapping stories years later, kind of like Quint from Jaws. And they said it was a great scene. It's actually kind of sad too. They said the dolphins were hearing impaired because of all the horrible Navy exercises they'd been tested with. But he said, we liked it, we thought it was funny, but again, it didn't really add to the story. So he says, Dolphins, thank you for your service, even though we didn't get you in the movie. Maybe they'll put that on the DVD too. I couldn't find any photos of that for us, but I do have some others for us to look at. But hey, if you get that Finding Dory book, you'll be able to see it. Hank drinking hot sauce. I love this idea. Let me know what you think too in the comments. If sorry about that, if you would have liked to have seen that. Oh, my Disney trying to promote their site here. I can't blame them. But anyway, early in Finding Dory, we see Hank, remember, with the coffee pot, and then he drinks the coffee and he scoops Dory. Well, what they were going to do was have Hank drink hot sauce, kind of like he'd be drowning his sorrows with hot sauce instead of alcohol or something like that. And it says here implied anger and heat and all the other kinds of stuff. But everybody wasn't sold on the idea. Here's the cool part. Ellen didn't like it at all. She said, what if kids start feeding hot sauce to octopus? And they were like, we don't know about that. So they said that apparently the drinking hot sauce didn't work that great anyway overall. and they went with the coffee instead. But kind of on the lines of what Ellen is saying, I don't really think she's overreacting, because I did a video about this, if you want to watch this, called Saving Dory, talking about how the clownfish and the blue tankfish, people buy them or take them from the oceans, and that's terrible. We don't want to be doing that. So maybe that was a great idea. We don't want bad things happening to the octopus. But let me just show you this really quick. Now, of course, this is Hank, and then there's the coffee pot with Dory, which we know about from the movie. But this is what it would have looked like. This is from the Art of Making Dory, from the book that's out. But look at this. I don't know, this looks pretty funny. Here he is with all his jars or bottles of hot sauce, and apparently he gets so loaded he ends up in the bottle. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you would have liked to have seen the hot sauce scene. I think I would, and if we couldn't have it in the movie, maybe at least get it in the like in the outtakes for the DVD. Dory's parents had memory loss too. That's something that might have made it into the movie. They said at one point they had a version where Jenny and Charlie suffered from short-term memory loss. And they forgot about Dory, but they said it was just too difficult to be sympathetic to parents who forgot about their own kid. But then ultimately they said it was just too many parents, too many people in the movie with the same affliction. It brought the story down and that kind of thing. And then, of course, this is Dory's parents. But I'm curious to know, again, in the comments, would you have wanted to see Dory's parents forget who she is as part of the movie? Let me know that. And then the last one here, Otter 101 on the McConaughey Otters. This is kind of funny. They said, as far as on the cutting room floor with the Otters, they said, yes, we got otters in the final version. They didn't talk. Well, in this funny version that they were going to use, an otter named 101 had just been released with his tag that says 101, implying class 101, like he doesn't know what he's doing. And then, but they decided not to do this because it took away from the sea lions, which we love the sea lions. But to make a long story short, he said when they released 101, he was the only one who wasn't a local, and all the other otters were from California, like Matthew McConaughey, so they would make comments like, all right, all right, all right, sort of like the seagulls did with Mine. So I'm curious, what do you think about that? Would you have liked to have seen the otters speak in the movie and have said things like, all right, like McConaughey helping the Otter 101 who didn't know his way around? You could see where it would have made a really long movie if they went off on all these tangents. But here's a quickie, too. I just thought you might like to see some artwork, too, from the book of the Adorable Otters. So there's them. And then we saw Dory's parents. But again, in the comments, would you have liked to have seen something like that with the otters where they said, all right? Or Dory's parents forgetting Dory? Or how about the hot sauce Hank? I would have liked to have seen that, I confess, definitely. And I think this video is getting super duper long, so that's today's topic, which I thought was a pretty good one from Oh My Disney, 5 things that almost made it into the Dory. Definitely leave me your comments. Please subscribe if you haven't. It's Diane Banks. We'll talk again soon. Take care.